All right, back again. It's your buddy, Mr. Research C. Trey, doing this for the Alpha Male Wisdom page. You know, I have like 4 different pages. You never know which one YouTube is going to destroy next. So, as y'all know, Alpha Male Wisdom, at one point in time, I had 48,000 subscribers. And when I was telling people to do Patreon and when I was telling people to do Cash App, here come these black people. You sound weird asking for money for your time. Now everybody's doing it 6 years later. It's crazy. Oh, well, no, it's been more than 6 years. It's been 15 years later. So everybody's doing it now. So this is all about exposing the black community so that we can get better. You know, because the number one problem in the black community, and you got to excuse me, I'm multitasking while I'm doing this. I'm paying my employees. I'm doing payroll. The problem that we have is that the black community likes to do this conspiracy secret type of stuff, right? And they don't like to look at things for what they are across the board. It's that whole, I don't want to talk about everybody, I just want to talk about black people. Well, you can't grow like that. You have to have a comparison. You know, in math, there's always a comparison. Now, yes, we have the most original situation here in the USA. I made the argument yesterday that 1600s, 1700s, England was trying to educate some of the Africans. England never had a problem with their servants and slaves being educated, but America, they did. America, you had to fight to read or you'd be killed. America's a totally different situation, and you can't defeat that argument. So a lot of times people are like, I only want to talk about black people because we have such an original situation. Our black experience is not like the black French people. It's not like the black Madagascar people. It's not like the black Zimbabwe people. It's not like the black England people. It's not like the black Canada people. It's totally different. And everything we had to deal with was very political. But exposing the black community so that we can grow, I'm going to just talk about some internal issues from a logical standpoint, not trying to throw insults or take a shot, but this from a logical standpoint. This community doesn't grow with an anti-male matriarch mentality. It doesn't. You can't grow this community with an anti-male mentality. Our best thing that we had between 1910 and 1950 was a pro-male, pro-son, pro-nephew mentality. Now, the matriarch males are going to argue, well, we subjugated women during that time. Yes, some were subjugated, but people like Bessie were documented as not subjugated. People like Mom's Mabley walking around in a man's suit when she was not on stage, was not subjugated. Women playing the guitar, having their own bands, women having their own cosmetic business. Everybody wasn't subjugated. So when you bring that matriarch male argument, it doesn't hold water unless you're going to give me some documentation to prove that it was at a high percentage. You really can't prove that, because if I'm going to equally prove that males had the similar experience and the percentages are similar, then that negates all that. So the first problem with the matriarch male mentality is everything has to be a red herring. Everything has to be fabricated. What the matriarch male does, because he learned this from his hyena mother, the matriarch male can only have a discussion from a woman's point of view. It is hard for him to have a discussion from his son's or nephew's point of view. It's like that. And I tell people all the time, my older sisters raised me to be a pro-male thinking type of dude. My mother raised me to be a pro-male thinking type of dude. My father in the same household. I didn't have this anti-male mentality that a lot of these sons tend to have. And you can't have glory and black pride with an anti-male mentality. What you're gonna have is the daughters will ascend and the boys will decline. And that's just really what's happening. This is why the lower class blacks, and I say that for a reason, not to throw a shot, the lower class blacks have a problem with the upper class blacks. Because the upper class blacks don't have that high percentage of anti-male conversations in their family structure. Which is why their family structures are more solid. This is a serious thing, man. Nobody likes to admit that it's the anti-male culture that really destroys everything in this community. As long as people are happy to be anti-male, none of this stuff gets fixed. None of it. None of it improves. Anti-male culture does not help anybody. But you see it at the job, anti-male culture. I'm going to help every other woman from every other culture before I help a black man. Matter of fact, a black man shouldn't even need no help. What are you talking about? The Italian woman is helping her husband, her brother-in-law. What are you talking about? The Chinese woman, I just saw a Filipino woman get her boyfriend's cousin hired. That doesn't happen in the black community because the black community is very anti-male. And now something I'm noticing, and I'm going to talk about this too, the 1990 blacks are very anti-age. They hate older people. Everything is a joke about older people. Retirement home, diaper bag. 1980 people never said no crap about that, about our older generation. Even if we disagree with them, we didn't do that. And this is why I tell you, in the other video, 1990 people, they want self-destruction. They want self-destruction. Anything for $1, think only about myself, and piss on other black people. 1990 people behave worse than Ku Klux in the things that they say. Let's just examine it for a second. Why should you be mad off an older person doing whatever it is they doing with their life that don't affect you? Nope, these 1990 people, they gonna run to the microphone and talk about that older person. I'm like, when did that start? How did that? She's an older black woman and she's trying to get married. I hate it. And I'm gonna put on my Ku Klux hat and I'm gonna grab this microphone and talk about how much I hate her and she need to sit her old dust butt down. What? Again, that matriarch mentality. Ain't no African queens or African kings act like that. You not gonna sit and say to Shaka Zulu's mother that she shouldn't have her title or her consort, or nobody did that. That's a matriarch understanding. Matriarchs want to fight. Matriarchs want to internally explode. Now, I want you to look around because I'm exposing the black community for a reason, so we can grow. Why would you urinate on a... Forget that. Why would you police another person who's not speaking against you and not doing nothing against you. They're trying to realize and recorrect their life, and you're mad at it? This community doesn't get better with that type of mentality. Leave a comment in the comment section, man. Let's get this conversation started, man. I would love to hear more comments because this is something that needs to be talked about. Exposing the black community for the good, because we got to get better, man. We can't keep doing this matriarch anti-male mentality. It's just not working. And for a lot of you dudes who are really just doing the anti-female stuff, I'm going to talk about that too. For what purpose? You've been anti-female since 2006, and you're not making it better. You're just making money off hating females. I don't get it. I don't get it. 10 years just hating females, and in that time, some of the same dudes who've been making all these I hate female videos get caught up in their real life and you find out they're a rapist, get caught up in their real life and you find out they're a thief, get caught up in their real life and you find... No, this is not black pride, man. You gotta get back to the black pride. This anything for a dollar mentality is killing the black community. Check me out on Patreon. There's a lot of times I can't show you stuff on YouTube, and I'm just gonna start shooting it to Patreon for the people who want to pay on that monthly. And let's get the conversation started, man. Much love. We'll be talking to you soon.